On today's episode, I'll be unboxing and reviewing this lovely looking lightsaber that uses SMPixel V4 technology with a single button design. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello to all my beautiful Jedi and Sith companions. I am your host, the Frugal Jedi, and thank you for joining me for this unboxing and review. Today we're looking at a saber called the Guardian, and this comes from SABERFORMS.com. I'd like to give a big thanks to SABERFORMS for sending me the saber to review. It has a beautiful design to it, and it's very unique, and you'll get to see all that very soon. SABERFORMS.com has sabers for every budget, everything from your RGB to your SMPixel V4 to Profi. They have their Elite sabers, which are clean, simple designs, designer sabers, which are a little fancier, and of course legendary sabers, which are going to be your replicas. You can get this Guardian model in 3 different configurations. RGB, which means that the light will emanate from the hilt, the blade will be hollow, and those are ideal for dueling, or if you don't want to spend too much money and you just want something to start off with, RGB is a great choice. The price for the RGB model is just under $140 US. If you want the SMPixel V4, so that's going to have lights built into the blade, you're going to have Bluetooth capabilities, micro SD card, you can add more music and sound fonts. It's quite feature rich, pretty freaking awesome. The price for the SMPixel V4 model is just under $240 US. And lastly, if you want la creme de la creme, there is the Profi edition. And the Profi edition sells for just under $390 US. Free shipping is included with any saber you purchase from SABERFORMS.com. I will put a link in the description that'll take you directly to the product page for this Guardian saber, as well as a link to SABERFORMS.com, and you can check them out and see everything they have. Now you know how much it costs and where to get one. I will point the camera down and start unboxing this. This has a really nice look to the hilt. You have a blue steel finish, and it's not blue steel like, it's blue steel like a color. And you have all these etchings on it. You have the brushed steel accents. I like the cutouts as well, because it just looks so cool when it's ignited. You get all that light going through the windows. It uses 3 screws to hold the blade. So you have one there, one there, one there. And it does a really good job of holding it in place. No blade wobble. You can unscrew the pommel, and it's a standard threading. If you want to put a coupler on there for a staff saber, you can. And then to charge it, simple. Unscrew. And you have your USB-C charging port right there, your battery. Here's your SMPixel V4 soundboard and your micro SD card. And really nice sound quality. That is a good speaker in there. So while on standby, a few things we can do. We can adjust volume. Simply hold the button down until it flashes once. It'll go from high, low to mute. Just like that. I'm going to leave it on low because it is very loud. Holding the button down for 2 light flashes.
Ignition 2.
Ignition 2.
Ignition 3.
This is going through the different ignition effects. So, you know, your broken ignition, your phaser, photon ignition, things like that. There's really no reason why you can't have actual voices telling you what those ignition types are. It is so easy to do with SMPixel V4. You just overwrite the files with better ones. And that's something that should have been done at the factory. I have English files for all the effects and all the blade styles and volume, everything. I am going to put that on Google Drive, and I'll put a link if you do want access to that. And SABERFORMS will watch this video, and I really hope that they take those files and put them on their sabers so that it's a little more descriptive than just ignition 1, 2, and 3, and so forth. Let's check blade styles. So, you know, your standard, your steady blade, your pulse, your unstable. So we're going to hold it down for 3 light flashes.
Basic 2.
And they call them LASIK. LASIK 2.
Basic 3.
LASIK 3. Oh boy.
Starkiller.
Oh, that was one too many.
Basic 4.
LASIK 4. So what is LASIK 4? LASIK 4 is Rainbow Blade. Okay, so one more time. It's really, really easy to actually call it Rainbow and not just LASIK 4. And I hope they can correct that. Obviously, I'm going to do it to this saber afterwards, but I wanted to show you how it came direct from SABERFORMS. Okay, so moving along, holding the button down for 4 light flashes.
Ventress.
That'll cycle through your sound fonts. But the way I like to do it, and it's a lot faster, is you hold the button down and twist your wrist.
Leia.
Because you can get through them a lot quicker.
Starkiller.
And I'm right back to Starkiller where I started. So really fast doing the gesture control. And if I have the blade tilted downward and I do the same thing, it'll start playing music. And then do it again to stop. And if I do it again, it would go to the next track if that sound font had more than one track. So let's try a different sound font.
Ventress.
So you can hear that there's a couple of different tracks there. And I just love the sound coming out of there. Really, really good. Stop the music. I'll go over the active features. To turn the saber on, press the button, twist your wrist, spin it, or stab. So for this one, let's do a spin. Sounds great. Responds to your every move. Blaster, tap the button. Lock up, hold the button until it blinks once, let go. You have tip drag, hold the button and tap. Force effects.
I am the Senate.
Classic.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
And then to do melt, you hold the button down and do the same thing. Fantastic. Feels great to hold. To change colors, point it down, twist your wrist.
Color switch.
To deactivate, hold the button down. You can twist your wrist and you can do one of these, which is cool. Holding the button down for 2 light flashes. That'll just do your color cycle without having to twist your wrist. I don't use this mode very often because it's much quicker just to use the gesture control. And then to stop this, I'll tap the button. And then holding it down for 3 light flashes,
Flash on.
that'll turn the clash effect on and off. So it's off, and then let's just turn it back on.
Flash on.
Okay, I'm going to put the lights down a little more, demonstrate a few ignition types and different sound fonts, and then you'll join me in the end for final thoughts. It's time for my final thoughts. So let's talk about this Guardian Saber from SABERFORMS.com. Value for money. At $239.99 US with free shipping, I would expect that they include a display stand. Most sabers at this price point do come with one, and it should be no different. That's the first thing with value for money. Secondly, all of the blade style names and the ignition types should actually have their corresponding name. It shouldn't be Ignition 1, Ignition 2, and it shouldn't be LASIK 1, LASIK 2. That's easily correctable. But for someone who doesn't know how to change the files, it would be nice if they were named the way they should be. So value for money, you are getting a really nice saber. Just a couple of things that need to be improved. So I'm going to give value for money a 3.8 out of 5. The next category is design. It looks really cool, easy to hold, nice grip to it. I like the etching. A couple of small little things with design is the grip. If you have a look at the pattern there, you get this V shape going down. But when you fully tighten the saber up, it doesn't quite line up. Easily correctable with some rubber O-rings. And same for the bottom for the pommel. I would like it if the pattern lined up perfectly with the pommel as well. And again, that can be corrected with a rubber O-ring. So that's not a huge deal. But again, at this price point, I'd like it to have a little nicer fine tuning with the etching. Easy to charge though. Really, design is really nice. Just a couple little things. So for design, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. The next category is features. SMPixel V4 has so much that you can do because you can build your own blade styles and your own ignition effects. You have the 27 sound fonts. It has everything that you'd expect. So features-wise, really, really good, except they should have really named those ignition types and blade styles. So I'm going to have to knock it down a little bit for features because it is a bit of a hassle having to remember which one's which if you're not going to be changing those files. So features, 4.5 out of 5. The last category is quality. Nice box. I like the plastic blister. Everything was protected well. The quality of the hilt is perfect. Sound quality, superb. And blade quality, amazing. So quality is perfect, and I'm giving quality 5 stars. So I'll take those 4 scores and add them up together and find my average, and I'm going to round it out. So the Guardian by SABERFORMS.com is getting a score of 4.3 out of 5. With a little bit of tweaking, this saber would have been perfect. Include a display stand, fix the file names for blade types and for ignition types, and lastly, include some rubber O-rings so that that metal lines up perfectly and the etching looks spot on. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this, and tap on that bell so you're staying up to date whenever I release a new video. If you do have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them into the comments section and I'll answer you as quickly as possible. Until next time, I have been your host, the Frugal Jedi.
Dear God, it's beautiful.
May the Force be with you.